Can I use your comment for one more video on Severance? I finally finished the series. I have been half alive all day. I feel so bad. I've been like, I'm here, but I'm not here. I stayed up until 2 o'clock the night before last. Stayed up until 1:30 last night. I mean, I got about 5, 6-ish hours of sleep, but still, I am. My body is needs more. It's like, yeah, we're not up. Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna read your comment again from my iPad because it doesn't show all the way up here. You said, the first season is fire. It ended leaving me on the edge of my seat. Season 2 was good, but kind of underwhelming, and you will have issues with the way it ends. Enjoy the ride. Well, I did enjoy the ride. I will say that much. I did enjoy the ride. And you are a prophet. You basically called it. Every single thing you said. The first season was excellent, top tier. Like, while I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, this series needs an Emmy. This series needs an Emmy. I actually recorded something last night, but I didn't realize that my phone was full and it didn't save anything. But, yeah. First season, edge of my seat, wondering what's going to happen and how it's all going to turn out. And I still argue that they should have shown us the fallout between season 1 and season 2. I don't think they should have just started back up again like everything was back to normal. They should have shown us all of the intrigue and all of the discussions and negotiations and all the movements and changes that happened as a result of all the whistleblowing that happened, you know? I think that would have been a really good use of their artistry. And hopefully season 3, they kind of go back in time and show us things that happened. Season 2, as you said, it was good. And yes, it was a tad underwhelming. I think that there were a lot of times I get very frustrated with Mark because I'm like, Mark, dude, wake up, do something. Like, I feel like he's one of those people who always needs, I feel like he's someone who always needs somebody to push him to do something, push him in order to do the right thing and to be the person, the man of the hour. You know, and I feel like things could have progressed a lot faster if Mark had just gotten up off of his laurels and done something. And I will say that Innie Mark, I like Innie Mark less than Outie Mark. Because Innie Mark is very childish, very myopic. And I mean, I guess I can't really blame him, right? Because that part of his identity is locked in the office and has only been awakened for 2 years. So all he knows is his little 4 corners and that's it. He doesn't know all the rest, right? And it's just unfortunate because I feel like they could have done so much more with that character if that character had had more opportunities to discover and learn more. Like, I think it would have been fun. You know what would have been fun? I think what would have been fun is while Mark was going through, I don't want to spoil it, but when Mark went through a specific procedure, I think it would have been fun. Or when Mark was going through different situations, I think it would have been interesting during the series if there was some crossover between the innie and the outie. Like, if they at times would wake up in each other's worlds and have to navigate that without letting people know that they are the opposite person. Yes, it happened once, but I think it would have been much more interesting, especially given Mark's condition. It would have been much more interesting for them to have done it repeatedly throughout the series. I think it would have been really cool. I think that the second last and the last episodes were very rushed. Like, they, in the sense that I mean, like, they went and they exposed so much about Harmony, so much about Mark, so much about all of these people, of what's happening to them and in their lives. And I'm like, you know, this is something I feel like could have been piecemealed throughout the series instead of doing boom, 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 boom. These are all the reveals, you know? And to be honest with you, them showing us what all the data collection was for and what all the work that they're doing is for, I was like, that's it? That's what was so special? That was what was so important? That's what we're hiding? That's the secret? The keys to the galaxy? Like, I don't know. It just didn't feel like all of the intrigue, all of the Kier lore, all of the musical numbers and dances, all of the gimmicks, it just didn't feel like all of that was worth it. It didn't feel like all of that was worth it. And I don't understand Mark's decision at the end to not walk through the door. I don't get it. I get that any Mark wants to continue with life as is. I understand that. I can see the value in that for him. But at the same token, the fact that he had at least about a handful of people, actually I was about to say at least three, no, about a handful of people who came up to him and they're like, look, dude, this can't work. The life that you're living right now is not sustainable. You got to move. You got to make this change. The life you've known no longer exists as it is. From this day forward, everything's going to change. And he's still trying to cling to the little that he knows. And it was so frustrating to me. Even Helly was telling him, like, dude, it isn't going to work. And he's just there, oh no, you and me forever. We're going to do this. We're going to live like this. And I still hate the fact that he still continued with Helly, knowing that his wife was there. His outie wife was there. Granted, it wasn't, quote, his wife, but I don't know why he went back in there. He thinks people won't get him for all the stuff that he did. He thinks he won't be punished. He thinks he won't be terminated. Like, it's so silly to me. It's so silly. And speaking of that, like, this is such an aside, but like, Adam as an actor, I understand why they picked him for this role. He's an incredible actor. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't think he's good looking enough to be pulling all these women that he's pulling in the series. He's had like at least 3 from 3 different communities. I'm like, all right, Mark, all right. I don't see it though. Like, for me, he's kind of like a barely in the kind of cute category, barely. And for him to be pulling all these women, I'm like, and his personality in the show is, maybe if his personality in the show was better, I could see it. But the personality plus the looks, I'm like, I don't get it. I'm hoping season 3 redeems itself. Honestly, if season 3 is even just as good as season 2, we can work with it. But if the quality goes down again, I'm not sure I'm going to stay on the ride. It was great, though. Hopefully, I know that the Emmys are coming up. Hopefully, they sweep as many awards as possible, because I truly believe that they put a lot of work into this. Design, acting, writing, even though I feel like things were getting a little weak at the end. They did their thing. Music, animation, all of that. They all deserve their awards. They really do. So, yeah. We'll wait and see. They just greenlit season 3 in March. And so we'll see. Probably next year, the next one will come out. But yeah, thank you to you. And Lindo has been talking to me as well. You guys have been great while I've been on this journey. I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see what else I get really excited about watching.